Mark Twain, America's greatest humorist and a master of wit. His words, filled with wisdom, humor, and sharp insight, continue to inspire and entertain. In this video, we bring you some of his most profound and witty quotes. Get ready for a journey through the mind of a literary legend.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do the day after tomorrow just as well. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. Do the thing you fear most, and the death of fear is certain. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. To succeed in life, you need two things: ignorance and confidence. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. The human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Part of the secret of success in life is to eat what you like and let the food fight it out inside. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. There are basically two types of people: people who accomplish things and people who claim to have accomplished things. The first group is less crowded. The trouble is not in dying for a friend, but in finding a friend worth dying for. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. Out of all the things I have lost, I miss my mind the most. Wrinkles should merely indicate where the smiles have been. There are basically two types of people: people who accomplish things and people who claim to have accomplished things. The first group is less crowded. Get your facts first, and then you can distort them as much as you please. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. The human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. Do not part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. Thunder is good, thunder is impressive, but it is lightning that does the work. You can't reason with your heart. It has its own laws and thumps about things which the intellect scorns. The trouble with the world is not that people know too little, but that they know so many things that aren't so. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. The difference between the almost right word and the right word is the difference between the lightning bug and the lightning. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. I was gratified to be able to answer promptly, and I did. I said I didn't know. The more you explain it, the more I don't understand it. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, then success is sure. It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Be careless in your dress if you must, but keep a tidy soul. Everyone is a moon and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. There is no sadder sight than a young pessimist. Why not go out on a limb? That's where the fruit is. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. Let us endeavor so to live that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. A round man cannot be expected to fit in a square hole right away. He must have time to modify his shape. Man was made at the end of the week's work, when God was tired. When you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. Of all the animals, man is the only one that is cruel. He is the only one that inflicts pain for the pleasure of doing it. Never tell the truth to people who are not worthy of it. To eat is human, to digest it's divine. Work is a necessary evil to be avoided. The man who is a pessimist before 48 knows too much. If he is an optimist after it, he knows too little. The older I get, the more clearly I remember things that never happened. A man's character may be learned from the adjectives which he habitually uses in conversation. There are no people who are quite so vulgar as the over-refined. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. Name the greatest of all inventors, accident. The worst thing you can do for someone is to do something they could and should do for themselves. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. All generalizations are false, including this one. It usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. The easy confidence with which I know another man's religion is folly teaches me to suspect that my own is also. Few things are harder to put up with than the annoyance of a good example. Great people are those who make others feel that they too can become great. Noise proves nothing. Often a hen who has merely laid an egg cackles as if she laid an asteroid. What work I have done because it has been play. If it had been work, I shouldn't have done it. A clear conscience is the sure sign of a bad memory. To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. It's not what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. Loyalty to petrified opinion never yet broke a chain or freed a human soul. The man with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. Always do right. This will gratify some people and astonish the rest. There is a charm about the forbidden that makes it unspeakably desirable. Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. There is nothing so annoying as to have two people talking when you're busy interrupting. The finest clothing made is a person's own skin. But of course, society demands something more than this. Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. To succeed in life, you need two things: ignorance and confidence. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Action speaks louder than words, but not nearly as often. Never refuse to do a kindness unless the act would work great injury to yourself, and never refuse to take a drink under any circumstances. A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar. An uneasy conscience is a hair in the mouth. Comparison is the death of joy. When angry, count to 4. When very angry, swear. A full belly is little worth where the mind is starved. It is wiser to find out than to suppose. Good breeding consists in concealing how much we think of ourselves and how little we think of the other person. Patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. I can live for 2 months on a good compliment. Substitute damn every time you're inclined to write very. Your editor will delete it and the writing will be just as it should be. Do not complain about growing old. It is a privilege denied to many. Quitting smoking is easy. I've done it hundreds of times. We are all alike on the inside. Life is short. Break the rules. Forgive quickly, kiss slowly, love truly, laugh uncontrollably, and never regret anything that made you smile. Training is everything. The peach was once a bitter almond. Cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. There is no distinctly Native American criminal class except Congress. Good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from making bad decisions. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. The more things are forbidden, the more popular they become. Few things are more irritating than when someone who is wrong is also very effective in making his point. A person's character is like a fence. It cannot be strengthened by whitewash. An intelligent person should strive to know what is unknown, not to prove what is already known. Grief can take care of itself, but to get the full value of joy, you must have somebody to divide it with. We ought never to do wrong when people are looking. Honesty, the best of all the lost arts. The human race is a race of cowards, and I am not only marching in that procession, but carrying a banner. When in doubt, tell the truth. There is nothing in the world like persuasive speech to fuddle the mental apparatus. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. The most interesting information comes from children, for they tell all they know and then stop. The funniest things are the forbidden. There are 3 kinds of lies: lies, damned lies, and statistics.